everyone and welcome back. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we are going full glam, so we're going quite hard today. I want to start throwing in some Christmas party slash maybe New Year's Eve type makeup because these are my favourites to film and I want to start giving you some inspo to get ready for your Christmas season. Today we're going to be doing a quite smoky Christmas party makeup again. I'll leave you what it's going to look like. I want to do like a really dark like smoky eye with a nice like bright inner corner, nice full coverage foundation, perfect for your Christmas party. So we're going to get straight into it as usual. We don't mess about here. So carving out my brows because I have just done them. I'm just going to use a bit of the P. Louise base. I am not going to put this all over my lid today because I'm going to be using a different base for my eyeshadow. So I just need to carve out my brow and just place this like into my crease so my transition colours have something to blend over. So I'm just taking this underneath my brow, carving out as usual. I also forgot to say to like and subscribe if you like this video or you like this tutorial, so if you do, forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. And leave me a comment and let me know what you think. There's going to be plenty of these type of makeup tutorials, so if there's a look in particular that you want to see, please let me know because I will absolutely recreate it. So that base has gone everywhere apart from my actual eyelid, which we will do later on. So for eyeshadows, I'm just going to start by using this Nip and Fab palette. I might have to go in and find a darker brown somewhere, but I absolutely love this for eyeshadows. So I'm going to start with this one down here, and this is going to be my transition shade. So just with a fluffy brush, I'm going to take this into my crease, and I am going to sort of kind of blow it out to this outer corner. I'm just going to keep on buffing. I want this to be black or sort of black brown on the lid. I want it to be quite dark and smoky, so I always find the more colours you use, the more smoky a makeup looks. And also if you are using black, I like to use warmer tones to blend it out because I feel like that's what suits me better and I just find it easier that way. Let me know if you have any plans for this Christmas, if you are doing any Christmas parties or anything. I think I'm going to vlog my Christmas party this year. I think, well, I'm not going to vlog it, I'm just going to film my get ready if I have time. I think definitely want to film my makeup. I might also be able to film my hair as well, so if you want to see that video then let me know down in the comments. If you live in the UK, you know any good websites for dresses and you'd like a gown, please let me know because I'm struggling to find something and time is running out to find something. Okay, so that is my first shade. I'm going to go straight over the top with that one in the corner. If you love like your browns or if you are a makeup artist, this palette I would absolutely recommend you get for your kit. Since I've had it, I use it most times I do somebody's makeup. I absolutely love it, and you can use it as bronzers and contour colours as well, so it's an absolute must-have for me. Okay, now with a slightly finer brush, I'm going to move on to that one right there. We're basically just going from light to dark, and because this is slightly darker, I'm not going to blend this one up as far. So this, I kind of just want to stay in my crease. And I'm getting right into the inner and the outer corner as well because our lid's going to be the darkest, so I want to make sure that there's no sort of gaps on the inner and outer corner. And then moving on to that very darkest one on the very outer corner, just going again into the crease with this. I'm hoping this one's going to be dark enough to blend with the black, but if not, I'll just find something just a little bit darker. And then if you have any sort of sharp edges, just go over with your first brush and just blend them out. Okay, so I'm happy with that for now. Starting to look nice and smoky. So for the lid, I want to use a black. So you could go straight in with a black shadow, or you could use a base underneath. So for my base, I use a gel liner. This is the Maybelline Eyeshadow black gel liner, which I always use, and I'll just tap some of this over with a brush first, so my eyeshadow's got something to stick to and it'll make my eyeshadow like nice and dark. So I'm going to tap this on in the centre and then pat it to either side. I don't want a huge amount, I just want enough for my eyeshadow to stick to. I think I actually might have an eyeshadow tutorial for this, so if I can find it, I'll leave it in the description box. I'm sure it's like a really easy black smoky eye tutorial. I'm like 99.9% sure that I filmed that tutorial, so I'll leave it in the description box and I'll leave it up here as well in case you are interested. And then once I've got most of it on my lid, I'm just going to bring up the excess to my crease area. So I want it to blend in with these browns here, so I'm just going to keep on tapping, keep on working it up until I get to my crease there. And you are probably going to have a harsh line at first, but we are going to blend it out, so there's no need to panic. So that's as far as I want to go. I am first going to go in with that darkest brown out of the Nip and Fab palette and just start applying a little bit of this just over the edge, just to start to help this blend out a little bit. And I might just need to find just a little bit of a darker brown, I think, just to help blend this out. So I'm going to use the Life's a Drag palette from Manny anyway, because this has a nice black in that I can use later. So I'm going to mix a little bit of Trade, which is that one, and Mug, which is the one next to it. Actually, that's a lie. That one is Trade and that one is Mug. So I'm just going to mix a couple of those together, and I think these just be a little bit darker than the contour palette. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this just in this crease just to help these two blend together, and that's worked much better. You kind of just have to keep on going back and forth when you're doing something like this. It's all about going slowly and building yourself up. And then I'm just going to use the same brush which I applied the gel liner. I'm just going to turn it around to the clean side and pick up the black out of this palette and then just tap this all over the black shadow. And this just makes the black like super black. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into the Nip and Fab palette with the darker shade and then just blend this over the top. And then again, just buff out a little bit on the outer corner. So just adding little bits here and there. I'm mainly going in with the dark brown out of the Nip and Fab palette. So I'm super happy with that for now. It's starting to look nice, dark and smoky. I am just going to apply my lashes and a bit of mascara off camera because it takes me forever. So I'm going to do that really quickly, and then I will be back as soon as they're on. Okay, so my lashes are on. We're going to move on to skin. So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer first, and I just use half a pump of this, and then I just put it mainly down here because this is where I have most pores, and then a little bit on my chin as well, and then any excess I just do a bit on my forehead. And then for my foundation, I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match. Hopefully there's some left in this. The shade I am using is 4D/4W. And I want a nice like full coverage. Again, layer like I always layer. My last makeup tutorial was my full coverage of foundation routine. So I'm going to leave that in the, I'm sure it's this corner. I'm going to leave it up there so you can go and have a look. It's a really good routine for your night out makeup, especially like for Christmas parties and stuff like that. So go ahead and watch that. And then just being careful around my eyebrows, even though the majority of the time I still have to just go over them when I'm finished anyway. Okay, so for concealer, I am going to use my Barry the All Night Concealer, All Night Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 2, which is Oatmeal, but I do want to get a darker shade of this because this sometimes can be just a little bit too light for me. I'm gonna use this to sharpen up this outer corner as well because I forgot to do it before I applied my foundation. Usually I sharpen it up first, but it doesn't matter. We can just use the concealer to do it. So I'll do a little bit on my chin as well, down the nose, and just a little bit on the forehead. I might have to apply it a little bit more. I don't know if I've applied enough. So I'll do everywhere else first and then leave the under eyes till last as usual. I do really like this concealer, but I do find it's just slightly more on the dry side than my Makeup Revolution that I really like. Might just use some of my Studio Fix Concealer as well with this just to make it a little bit more yellow because I do like my under eye to be more on the yellow side. Okay, I have found it. So I'm just going to use some of this under my eyes. This is the MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NC25, I think. And I just like this to brighten up under my eyes. And I try and sort of keep it concentrated right in this inner part, but then after I do just blend it out. Okay, so that is much better, and then I'm going to contour with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze, and then as usual I put it on the back of my hand first because I can never blend it out because I just put it straight onto my skin. So I'm just using the Real Techniques contour brush, and I like to bronze with this as well, so I'll bring it straight down like my contour and then I'll just blend it up onto my cheeks just to warm those areas up a little bit. You always want to blend it up onto your cheeks rather than down. Again, around my forehead a bit and then around this side of my forehead. And then because I can't contour my nose, I literally just like tap a little bit on each side. Okay, so we're nice and bronzed now, and I can get away with it today because I've got a high neck on, because I'm definitely not this tan in real life. So then just getting my beauty blender, just giving one last tap over everything before we start to set. Make sure everything's blended and there's no harsh lines. I'm going to set my under eyes in the centre of my face with the RCMA No Colour Powder, and I still haven't decanted this into the little pot that I bought. I'm going to set underneath my eyes first. It just makes you look so flawless. And then definitely on my chin, around my nose, and then just on the centre. And then I'm going to use a brush to set everywhere else so it's not sort of too powdery. So just with a fluffy brush, I'm going to just take whatever excess powder I've got left and just give just a quick tap over just to take the tackiness away so my bronzers blend nicely over the top. And I haven't got any bronzer out to use, so that is something else I've forgotten. I'm going to use both my Urban Decay Beach Bronzer and then whatever's left of my MAC Give Me Some, because it's literally run out now. Now I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution one instead of this one. Where are you? I'm really unprepared for this tutorial today, so I apologise. Where's my Makeup Revolution one? So I'm going to use this first because this one is really bronzy, so we want to go for the more bronzed look today, guys. So this one I'm just putting everywhere that we've done sort of the cream contour, and then I am just going to sharpen up underneath like I usually do after. Only thing with this bronzer is I do find that it is a bit more tricky to blend if you put it on straight over your wet product, so I would recommend just setting your base, even if you just set it a little bit, just to help this blend a little bit better over top. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of MAC's Give Me Sun, hardly any left in here. I need to get another one. And then I also haven't got any blush out, so I'm just going to use Luminoso because it's one of only 3 that I own. Just not a blush person. So then I'm just going to cut underneath my contour a bit, just so it looks nice and sharp. So I'm just using the exact same powder, but I don't like to leave it there for that long because it sets really quickly on me. So all I do is use the lightest shade out of the Nip and Fab palette, and then I just use that to buff it away, like literally straight away. And then we can do under eyes next. So I do want like a really dark under eye, so I'm going to first line my waterline with a black pencil. This is just a random one from Rimmel. Any black eyeliner will do. And I'm going to try and come in to this inner corner as far as possible. So I have already done my waterline at the top, so underneath my lashes before I did those. I'm just going to do in here. And this I just cannot do without opening my mouth. We're going to start with that one there, and then move into that one, and then move into that one. And there is quite a bit of fallout to these shadows, but they're just so pigmented and blendable, I don't mind that. This one I'm going to blend down quite far so it kind of sets the concealer underneath as well, and it's going to hide my under eye creases really well. So then moving into the second one, using the same fluffy brush and just going back and forth. And I'm going to mix the two lighter shades, this outer corner out like almost pretty much to my hairline. So for my inner corner, I'm going to use Gatsby pigment from Peaches and Cream. I can't hold it up because it'll all fall out, but it's just a really nice gold sparkly pigment. If you're going to get any pigment from Peaches and Cream, I definitely recommend getting Gatsby. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the NYX glitter glue on the inner corner, and then I'm going to do the pigment straight over the top. So I'm just going to tap this into my inner corner, and then I'm going to go straight into the pigment. And then I'm also going to bring it just slightly underneath and then just slightly blend it up there, just so it all blends together and it's not just like a blob of gold. I'm just going to take a little bit of black eyeshadow that we used from the Manny MUA palette and just press some of this in the outer corner just close to the lash line just to make it a bit more smokier, and then I'll just pop a little bit of mascara underneath as well. Okay, so now we need to do highlighter. So what am I going to use? I haven't got anything out for this tutorial. I have no idea why. I think I'm going to use Becca's Champagne Pop. I'm not going to use sort of too much of this because I want the main focus to be on the eyes. So I'm just going to use a little bit just on my cheekbones. And then just a bit on my forehead. So for lips, I was going to do a red lip. This would go really nice with a red lip, but I want to do another like Christmassy makeup with a red lip. So today I'm just going to go for a nude, and I might do like a glossy lip because the rest is quite matte. I also want to do more of like a 90s style, so with like a nice dark lip liner and then like paler in the middle. So for lip liner, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star lip liner in Leo. It's a really nice dark brown. For the centre, I'm going to use Cape Town from NYX. So I'm just going to apply this gloss over the top. This is Toffee Dip from Primark. I'm just going to do a little bit to the centre, I think. Okay, so that is my dark smoky Christmas party makeup look complete. I really hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely love it. I might wear something like this for my Christmas party. So let me know if you do like it down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up if you do like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!